Vibe Show 97.9. Man, listen. These technical difficulties, I don't know anymore, man. I'm just, it's almost I need to be connected to a space network. I think that would I think I'd have the juice then, man. But well, we're gonna get through this thing, man. Thank y'all so much for bearing with the Vibe Show, and sorry that we're late. But tonight, forget all of that. Tonight, we have a special guest joining us on the show today. I'm talking about, listen, I know I say this all the time because all of the guests that I bring on here are just like from another planet. They just like exclusive. This person here is really exclusive, though. I'm telling you. When you want to talk about singing, writing, hell, weddings, doing all type of stuff, traveling the world. I'm talking about just an amazing human being. So talented and a blessing to us all. And I'm grateful to actually get some time with her. I'm talking about the one, the only, Sarah Christina. Let me get her in here right now so y'all can see her. Boom, there she go right there. What up?
Yeah. What up, yo?
Yo,
How's
I'm
my
talking
boy?
about. I gotta apologize for the inconvenience. This is just crazy. This is just crazy. And where
Of
are you
course.
right now? You're somewhere probably in the wilderness somewhere with great network. What I mean, what's going on?
Listen, we had to we're in Bozeman, Montana right now. We were filming a documentary in Jackson Hole the other day, and
Right.
we we're like in Montana, man, like there, but we literally for you found one of our good friends, and I'm literally parked in the tour van right now out in her garage just so I would have some really good service. So I hope
Wow.
if there's technical difficulties, it's
I gotta clap it up on that. That's what I'm saying, man. The love. You know what I'm
we're
saying?
cracking.
Just that. I'm cracking up. What about now?
Yeah.
I'm good. You can hear me?
A little bit better. Yeah, a little bit better.
Mike.
You good?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah. I can hear
Okay.
you really
Yeah.
well. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Now, I gotta thank you for this amazing opportunity to just stop what you're doing because you're always taking care of business, moving around. And I want to thank you just for allowing us this amazing opportunity to hang out with you for a little while and come into your world. So thank you so much for me and the Vibe team, the eSource team, and the Plug Star team.
Man, I'm just glad to be hanging out with you guys. You guys are the cool ones. So thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. Shout out to Vibe Show Casper and shout out to T Renee, man, on the check-in. Now, you know, I gotta ask you. I want to start off because it's a lot, man. I want to ask you about. I'm I'm curious about this van. You know what I mean? This van life.
You want to see
I'm
it?
Yeah, I would like to see the van. Yes, please.
All right, guys. I'll give you the tour. I'm in there right now. You have to excuse me though. We did a photo shoot with 686 clothing, and so we literally just got done with it. So there's kind of clothes everywhere, and also
Right.
I've got a pop-up concert coming up in Jackson Hole, so I've got my gear in the back. I was telling the Vibe show, I was like, yeah, maybe I should throw it out there and we should play something, eh? I don't know, but
Hey,
this is
hey.
the van, my Starbucks. Let's start with that. Um, so it's actually a recording studio. You can kind of see it. This is the back, and basically this whole deal, bed, all this, ends up folding out into where I can have my piano and sing. And you can throw a Mac laptop right up there, and you can record with other artists in here, which is really, really, really fire. Um, this over here, kitchen, we got the 686 clothing. You can see from our photo shoot, closets, all that good stuff. But yeah, this is where the magic happens for sure. So
Wow.
takes us wherever we can
Is this
go.
soundproof?
Yeah, man. Yeah. You
What?
know, so when I come to New Orleans, you can't hear me at all. So I'll just be sneaking up on you.
Wow. So look, let me so okay, so like that's dope. So like how do you like what made you stumble upon like getting a van to actually be mobile all the time and actually continue to record and take care of business and get things done while on the go.
Right. I mean, yeah, like COVID was crazy. So the whole reason for getting the van was, and I was we had talked about this before. You're so rad, but anyways, I was telling him before, like I had independently set up a lot of shows nationwide, which was super exciting. Quit my corporate job, all that, and went for it. And the airline prices, for like shipping even just my piano was like $1,200 one way. So I'm like,
Right,
man, I can't do that. Like, I'm an independent woman trying to make it, like I can't be,
right.
so instead, got the van, and then, COVID happens, and, show after show kind of got canceled and stuff. And so the nice thing is with having this, we've been able to get really creative with COVID happening, pop-up shows like we're doing in Jackson Hole in a few days, and collaborating with other artists and getting to where we need to go. And, COVID, this too shall pass, hopefully. And then we've got the rig for all the shows to come. So mostly I got it to come pick you up and hang out.
Hey, and I'm so excited about that. Like I'm serious. Like I'm so excited and cannot wait. Might even record a joint together. Like I have not recorded anything in quite some time, but I don't know, man. It just the stuff that I'm hearing coming out the van has just been amazing. Amazing. Now you are
Sorry, man, you're cutting out a little bit. Might be me.
I think it's you. I think it's you this time. Okay. So now are you originally from Colorado? Born and raised? Can
Sorry,
you hear me?
man. Can't hear you. There we go. A little bit. Sorry, man. Cutting out.
Are, are you originally from Colorado?
No, Minneapolis, Minnesota,
Okay. Okay.
the
Now
land of Prince.
exactly. Now have you you're singing and songwriting skills. Um has that always been like the passion for you even as little, or what would you say was the inspiration? Did you have other family members that were musicians or singers or played instruments growing up?
Yeah, I mean, music's like always been in my blood. My mom sang, my grandma sang. Kind of grew up playing the piano and everything. And then, to be honest, I kind of like lost touch with music for a bit. I played college basketball and was really busy with that. And
Wait a minute. College basketball?
listen, I didn't say I was good, but I played.
Okay, so I mean, do we just gonna run past that though? I mean, that's dope. That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah. I mean,
What was that experience like though? I mean, that's amazing. I mean, college basketball, like that's a different level of intensity right there.
yeah. I mean, it teaches you a lot. Competitiveness, hard work, discipline. Taught me a lot with just how I think I handle myself with business and stuff. And um, I mean, I used to have a good three. I can post up. I've kind of got like a Kardashian ass going on, so it worked well for me for the post. um, yeah, but I played and it was great. Played up in Minnesota, and yeah, but I kind of lost track with music for a bit, just with all of that. And then in college, I didn't have room for a piano in my dorm room, so I got a guitar, started teaching myself how to play, and my best friend.
Uh-oh.
I'll pause to get back on. There we go.
I think it's froze on your end. I'm moving kind of well. I think I got the juice on my end. Y'all bear with us. These technical difficulties here.
Okay, are we back?
Yeah, now I think it's on your end. I'm not freezing on my end
It might.
because I'm seeing you
Let's
freezing on
see.
your end. I'm still moving and in motion and
All right, let me do this. Let's see if I can get a little closer. It shows I have full bars, but let's get outside of the van here. Is that better?
yeah,
All right, cool.
yeah.
I'm as close to a router as you can get. But
Okay.
yeah, so I don't know where it cut off, but and sorry for the connection issue. But yeah, so I like didn't have room for a piano in my dorm room, and I got a guitar. Best friend comes over, and she sees the guitar head under my bed, and she's like, Sarah, what the hell, do you play guitar? Like, what? And she's like, do you sing? And so I just I pulled it out, played a song for her quick, and she was like, no way. And I didn't really even know I could sing. And anyways, we had a girls trip. We went to Breckenridge, Colorado, and I ended up getting on stage. She pulled me up on stage at this wine bar and sang, and the whole place went quiet. And it was kind of my moment of knowing I'm supposed to be doing this. And from there on out, I started to pursue it. So, can you hear me?
So that's just basically God given talent is what it is. I mean, because
Dude, it's
you're
so fun. So
you're
fun.
you're downplaying it like I just decided to just. I mean, like we're talking about you know really you really got skills,
Thanks, man.
and now, some of your influences, because your music is different. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
hear so many different influences in it. I hear pop, I hear some indie stuff in there, electronic sounds, just all types of music. Like, what were some of your musical influences growing up? Because I hear so much.
Yeah. Aside from you, um,
You
I would
just
say no, it's true. Um, I've got a very, very wide range. If you were to listen to my playlist, you'd be like so confused because it goes from like Prince to classical to Ellie Goulding to Stevie Nicks to you don't know what's going to hit you next. But I'm trying to go for kind of more of a I guess you could kind of say like Ellie Goulding meets Sarah, Bareilles, or like a, or that type of vibe kind of meets like almost like a Brandy Carlisle or something, like kind of intertwining, like you said, different genres in a sense. I'm
right,
working on a cool project right now with a friend of mine, Taylor, and we're kind of trying to bring back a little bit of almost like a little bit of Queen, really, like bringing
right,
in some classical cool stuff, but then pulling in some like really heavy pop vibes, pulling it back acoustic, and just bringing in hopefully some really good vocals people can enjoy. So we're working on that project right now, and I have another EP that'll be out in the fall. But I think like a lot of the different genres were really shown in my last single, "The Choice," which you and I talked about. Um, that one was a fun one to make. That one was
right.
really really
It was,
fun.
I mean, it was dope. It was really, really dope. I like music. You know what I mean? I love
Yeah.
live music. I love that, and I feel like you're delivering that on all levels. And like I said, your style, you bring so many different styles to the table, which makes you that much more of a force when creating. And then
Yeah.
I feel like you don't limit yourself. I think that you're being as organic as you can be when creating. Like, because you have a passion for writing and composing,
Yeah.
as well as doing some producing as well.
Yeah.
So what's like the creating process for you? Which was a fan question. They want to know, like, how does Sarah like, what's a session with you?
Well, whoever wrote you that question should email me and come to the studio. It'd be fun to share that with them for sure. So definitely hit me up. So the process, good question. I personally, it drives a lot of people nuts that I like collaborate with, but
Right.
I work like really backwards. For some reason, like hooks hit me first. So, which is different from, from I think a lot of writers where they are really gifted with verses, hitting the first two and then figuring out, just kind of the flow from there. And so a lot of times I'll get the hook and almost work backwards. So I'll get the hook and then I'll figure out either piano, guitar, or, if I want to start with beats or whatever, I'll kind of stop after the hook and figure out in my mind and with other people too, now what sounds good with the instruments and see how that then influences my lyrics. So I
Right.
kind of, kind of mess with it. And usually I'll do like 2 or 3 demos of just the hook with the instruments. And then I listen back and think about like, where do I want the song to go? Like, what is its actual like greater purpose,
Right.
And then from there, the lyrics start coming, you know? The choice was pretty straightforward because with COVID, so I used to juggle like, when I wrote that song, like I used to juggle a Fortune 500 job and music. And so I was just working nonstop. And when COVID hit, I had a big choice to make, which was um, basically keep my job and lay off most of my staff. Or, oh, hi guys. We got some fans in the house.
Whoa, what's going on, y'all?
What's going on? We got the
Hey, oh,
kiddos. You guys can thank Chrissy for the Wi-Fi.
wow. Thank you
Cheers,
so
cheers.
much. Thank you.
Bozeman, Montana, right here with you. But yeah, so the choice, so I basically decided to say, F you, like I'm not doing that. Like I'm not gonna put my own career above, that many people. And so I quit and finally started doing music full time. So the choice when I wrote that was a little bit different because when the chorus is like really simple, it's like, I'm gonna quit my job, yeah, that
Right, right,
that's easy,
right.
but telling the story that hopefully would inspire a lot of people to just do the right thing through a really tough time, even if it, you know, like losing your salary is not an easy thing, or whatever,
Right.
like
Now,
tough.
I was about to ask you about that because,
Yeah,
like, walking away from a Fortune 500 situation, making a pretty decent salary, um, basically walking out on faith because you and I
yeah,
both know that the entertainment business is not all the videos and all that stuff that you see, the final cut, the final project that you see,
yep,
that's put out. It's not just that because it takes a lot of sacrifice, with being an
yeah,
artist. So, can we talk about and not to stay in that space for a long period of time, but just for people who are afraid to who have a passion for something but are afraid to step out on faith and really follow their dreams or whatever, like, can we just talk about a little bit of you know the experience of transitioning from that to just like solely surviving off of your talent?
off of music, man. Yeah, right, when like streaming pays you nothing.
Right, right, exactly.
I mean, I think people would be. I think I would be lying if I didn't tell you I was like like scared shitless. Where you're
Right,
just like, like you're scared about that stuff for sure. Like that's a natural thing, I think. But like, I just knew in my soul, it was like it's time. Like I think before I really struggled with like, is it the right time? And like I cared, and I still do care a lot about the employees I was working with and peers and stuff. And you want to take care of them. And so there's all these different battles in my mind and in my heart. And ultimately, like, I think you just got to trust your gut, trust God. Um, and it's funny because like I was so fearful. I don't know why too, especially like the monetary stuff, am I going to be able to pay my rent? Am I going to be able to,
right,
and what's so crazy is like, I just feel like when you follow your dreams and you do it the right way and you're humble about it, you want to work with other people, you're just real, and
Right.
authentic. Like, it's kind of funny. It just kind of starts coming in. It's a weird thing. So it's a weird thing, man. Like, so, yeah, like what's been helping me with COVID since like all the shows and everything are canceled, for the most part, private shows, house shows are all good. But I've been doing a ton of, like custom wedding songs, custom anniversary songs, where, I get to work, really, really closely with, different people and learn their stories. And it's a really cool deal. We like write songs together, and then they get the lyrics and they get the MP3. And a lot of times I'll fly to their wedding and sing it to them live.
Wow.
And it's a different way where like it's really helped me to diversify and get through probably what has been, the most difficult time for musicians, for, you know, geez,
Right.
venues, save our stages, right, man? Like, so yeah, it's
What
scary. It's scary, but it's worth it. Go for it.
what's something like that called? Like, let's say I wanted to book Sarah to come and write a custom wedding song and perform it at the wedding. What's something like that run?
Just depends. And that's a tough question, because like I've done weddings that are, 4 miles from where I live, to,
Right.
hey, we're eloping, we want a surprise in X area, say like Hawaii or something,
Right.
and so that's where I always say, like, every couple and every experience and every wedding is so different, that
Right.
basically we just work together, where I'm like, I've actually, out of every single custom song I've done, which I'm doing quite a bit, like there's only been one time where I had to say, like, I can't,
Right.
um aside from that, like, we've been able to work with everyone's budget, like figure it out, and it's been a hell of a, and selfishly, like, I love writing the songs and giving that to them, but most importantly, I just feel like I've gained so many friendships through this, like really good homies, like
Right.
I know like their story probably better than their own mom when it's done.
Right. Right. Right.
So
Wow.
it's pretty
That-
cool. Yeah.
That's dope though. That's dope. Now, I'm just trying to I'm trying to understand like the whole. No, like seriously, because like how many people would want to do what you're doing, like you know what I mean, to just like really just lay it all on the line and be like, you know what, I'm quitting my job. I really don't want to do this anymore. I want to
Yeah.
do music. I want to do whatever I want to do, whatever my
Yeah.
dream is or whatever my passion is. I want to do that. I'm leaving. I'm
Right.
done. I'm leaving. I'll figure out how I'm going to pay the bills when I come to reality.
Right.
I'll figure it out
Right.
because I'm shaking the dice. Um, it might not work out the way that your situation worked out
Yeah.
because music is a tricky thing. The
Yep.
entertainment business is tricky. One day they love you, next day they don't love you.
Yeah.
Here comes somebody else. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's such a competitive sport.
Yeah.
um I feel like you're in your own lane though with what you're doing. No, seriously, because and I keep up with you, and it's always some amazing journey that you're on, traveling the world, in a custom van, custom studio van. um you know Now, how many people does the van hold, and how many people that's actually a part of the crew?
Well, you should come to one of our after parties and find out.
I gotta get invited, like, you know what I mean?
um, so like comfortably, I'd say like, a good like probably 6 to 8 people can hang in there and everything. But like back to like what you were saying, like I feel really fortunate because right now I consider myself, like a very small fish in a big music pond, you know? Like I've got a lot to learn, like I really do. But the thing that like I feel like allows for some really cool creative stuff right now is that because I am up and coming, like you can make as many mistakes as humanly possible,
Right.
and like you just get better and it doesn't matter. And actually I just find too, like through these like these private shows too, like the more authentic you are, and like man, I played this show the other week, and I got midway through. It was actually at a venue. I got midway through a uh, couple songs or whatever, the start of the set. It was kind of weird. We had to have like plexiglass in front of us with
Yeah,
COVID.
right.
It was weird. Cool, but weird. Anyways, like, you know, the poor sound guy, that all the monitors went out. Like, so I couldn't,
Oh my
like,
God, really?
you know how that goes. It's like you start singing and it
Right.
feels like you have your hands over your ears, you know? And so I just like stopped the set and I was like, hey guys, like this is what's up. All my speakers are blown. Like I can't really loop right now. So let's just go acoustic, and grab my stuff. And we did acoustic stuff, like was able to, through the social distancing, kind of be more interactive with the group and just change
Right.
it up. But I just felt like I feel like people really respond to, like, sometimes when you screw up, it's a good thing, or,
Right.
they're
I
like, oh
get
yeah,
it.
you're cool, you're real, you
Yeah,
know? So
I get it.
anyways.
But it takes a certain level of maturity to understand that the show must go on, because they can appreciate organicness, and people understand that, hey, shit happens, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I think it takes a level of maturity and experience in the game, to just, and that confidence, to just be like, hey, let's rock out acoustic, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
speakers gone, hey, so
Yeah.
that's another thing that's amazing about you as well. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
fun.
it, it's pure dopeness. You know what I mean? But I tell you that all the time. And you dope. You already know,
No, no.
man. You
No,
know
you
that.
do. You learn a lot. Like the other day, like when I was recording with Taylor, who I'll like we'll have to hook up about. He's rad. He's out of Boulder. Like I have this song that I wrote, and I didn't really know. In my mind, I was like, let's go more like kind of cool, crazy pop with it, sort of.
Right.
And then like just being really open to feedback too. Like he comes in and he's like, man, play it how you wrote it, you know? And so I
Right.
played it just super acoustic, super chill. Like a sneak preview is like, it's called Vices. It'll be out in a couple weeks, but it's about a conversation I had with two guys and myself. And it was at the beginning of COVID. And I was like, man, like I am like not getting any sleep. I'm working way too hard and like, screwing up with different stuff and whatever. And I'm like, I'm just not sleeping enough, you know? And then my other
Right.
friend was like, he's like, man, I am partying way too much. He's like, I am going out all the time. And then my other friend, he was like, I'm sleeping around way too much. And so I
Right.
stopped the conversation. I wrote this song, and it's like, said I'm drinking too much, you know, they said I'm sleeping too little, and I don't know what's down from up. Anyways, so it's called Vices. And so I was turning it into this whole pop thing. And then Taylor's like, okay, sing it acoustic, whatever. And then here we are 5.5 hours later with, it almost sounds like a orchestra is behind us, and it's just smooth and it's cool, and it ended up being a duet. And like, so
Wow.
to your point, like being open to making mistakes, but also like being, I think, I don't know, just like able to take feedback and not get offended by like, this is where I thought the song was going to go, but somebody else sees it this way. It ended up turning out 1,000 times better than it would have if I would have done it myself, you know?
Right. Right.
So, but I can do that stuff because I'm a small fish in a big pond, but it is what it is.
Right. Right. Do you think that you ever get afraid though, and ever got to a point, and this is a fan question, got to a point that you wanted to give up on it, and go back to guaranteed money coming in, or what have you. This person said that they felt like that because things wasn't moving as fast, or it wasn't really going in the way that they wanted to go.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't think you're human unless you feel like you want to quit 1,000 times, you
Right.
know? Like, yeah, like there's like when all of those shows got canceled, like I worked my ass off on that, like all calling all those venues, like, trying to sell as many tickets as possible, whatever. And like it's one thing to be a huge artist and have, so much support. I can't even imagine for them too. But like to do it all on your own for the most part and then have all of those cancel after you quit your job. Like I literally was like, I was bawling. Are you kidding me? I was like, what did I just do? And then
Right.
kind of going back to what you said before, like trust your gut. Like, like a really good mentor of mine always tells me like nothing good comes easy, you know? So
Right.
I feel like that 1,000 times, but then, you get to those shows and, you know, you're singing and people are just amazing and you end up hanging out with them after and till probably way too late. And like if you ever come to one of my shows, I'm very, very interactive with the audience because I literally care about every single person that comes. Seriously, like I will, I have a logbook of people's names and I just, it's important to me. And, you have those experiences and you're like, all of that like insecurity or pain or doubt, like in that moment goes away and it's worth it. So it's like
Mhm.
little wins, you know what I mean?
Right. Right. Now, of course, you've been explaining how COVID has, affected your brand in a way, and you've been circumventing and doing other things to continue to keep the brand alive.
Yep.
Um, on a personal level, though, like with seeing the large amount of deaths that's occurred from this situation, I just would like to get your perspective on it happening, and then seeing the impact and the effect it's been having on the world.
Yeah. I mean, on the world, that's deep because it's just so, from small businesses, I feel for them, for those that didn't get the relief, like if they just didn't, you know, if they just didn't get in, like they didn't sign
Right.
up in time, whatever. They're not the big players. Like they're, all that hard work, generations of hard work um, I think Save Our Stages for me is selfishly probably the most important movement right now to get Congress, to continue to take, revisit that, take a look at that, because I think Elton John did a fabulous job with his article around, how he got his start out in Los Angeles. And if not for that small independent venue, would he
Right.
have ever gotten a shot? And like those venues, they don't have an outlet, like they don't have like drinks to go, like they're just
Exactly.
sitting there. Like,
Exactly.
so that's really important to me right now. I've been partnering a lot with Meals on Wheels because I feel like elders have been really left out of the discussion and what they need through all of this. Um, Man, I could go on and on. I think, artists just in general. I just joined a board in Denver around an artist space and a lot of, meaning living community stuff, whatever. And, you get really like tunnel visioned into your own, craft. But man, like painters and like street art and like, people just stop spending, and so where does that leave the art that actually creates the community and all that, you know? And then on top of that, I'm really passionate about Black Lives Matter, been super involved with that. I just think there's a lot going on in the world right now. But to your point, COVID specifically, I think when you really look at, and maybe I'm getting too political here, but like you really look at who is surviving this and thriving in this and actually making money, it's the like top 1%, So where does that leave everyone else? And so um, my team and myself have, we've just really been I don't know, just trying to really get involved with the community around all of this stuff and do as many benefit concerts as possible. And I could go on and on, man. It's a tough time. So
Right. Um, you you just you're just an amazing person. You know what I mean? And you know, you're a survivor as well. You know, being hit while walking,
did I
you
tell you
know,
about that?
I mean, I just can we, you know, I don't want to take you to a place that, you know, but I just think that it's important for people to know um you can survive, you know, and you're still here for a purpose and a reason. And I just feel like God is shining that light on you. You have a major
Thank you.
purpose
Thank you.
in the world. You know what I mean?
Thank
And
you.
he's with you and seeing you through this. You know, what was that experience like though? Can we go back there for a minute? You know what I mean? Like, you know, I just want to share this inspiration with people.
Well, I wouldn't advise anybody to get hit by a truck going 32 miles an hour. It doesn't feel good.
Right.
But yeah, no, basically what happened to me was a few years back I was, you know, juggling both jobs like we talked about, and I was in Indianapolis. And no joke, I was actually on when my family got to town after I got hit, they, you know, took cabs in,
Right.
and I was actually like, you know, the cab TV cameras, you know, or the TVs in the back of the seats.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I was on those.
Are
Like,
you serious?
dude, it was gnarly. It was not good. Um, so anyways, yeah, I was in the morning. I grabbed a Starbucks, was walking across a crosswalk, and in Indy, they have like, if you haven't been there before, really, really long crosswalks. Like, I mean, I was like halfway through and I still had like 32 seconds. I remember that number. Um, and yeah, like it was a rainy day. I actually feel really bad for the guy that hit me because like who wants to be the guy that hits somebody? But I
Right.
don't actually really know how you missed me. I'm 6'2" and I was wearing heels, so I don't
Wow.
know. Must have been a cell phone thing or something. But yeah, like I got absolutely hammered and basically I flew up under the truck and had a super bad concussion. I there's surveillance of it, but I flew. Um, they think about 6 feet forward, landed on my head. Literally, like when you get hit that hard, it's a weird thing. It knocks the shoes out of you actually. Like so, my shoes were across the other end of the road, and my purse the other side, and um, yeah, I remember being. I wasn't unconscious, but I was definitely blacked out, and so um, I remember I remember as weird as it you know is being blacked out. I just remember it being black, but my voice was talking to me. It was the oddest thing, and I was
Wow.
it, yeah, and I it was I say it, but I guess I was telling myself like Sarah, you're not done yet. Get up, Sarah. You're not done yet. Get up. And I remember waking up, and you know everybody always asked me, did you sue the guy? Did you make a bunch of money? Like I just didn't have it in me, and I know a lot of people would, but like the surveillance video showed him. So he's driving a white truck, shows him taking his truck from hitting me and pulling it to the side so that nobody else could hit me. He got out of his truck, and it was raining, right? So I was kind of by the gutter, like in the you know in the road where all the water runs, and I was like kind of on my side, almost face down, and the video shows him turn, even though he probably shouldn't have touched me, I guess, when you think about like rolling people over and stuff when they're injured, but just with the water, he rolled me over, and he's the one that called 911. So
Wow.
man, I just appreciate that guy. Like as much as I don't know his name, I don't know much about him really, but you know without him I think I would have been in worse trouble. But I ended up getting to the hospital and was in bad shape, thankfully. They say it's like I didn't actually have any like super crazy injuries. I had a like bruised femur, really bad concussion. Like couldn't even like if my cell phone rang, it would make
Right.
me, you know, want to get sick. Um but the doctor that I worked with, he said, he was like, it's almost like, sometimes when like a drunk driver hits somebody, they hurt the other person, but they don't get hurt, because they're so loose.
Right.
You know,
Right.
he's like, I didn't see it coming, so I was just loose. And so it actually saved me from what could have been like really, some really bad injuries and stuff. But yeah, but a funny story about all that. So um, I get onto the plane, a week later or whatever, with Delta to get home. And I'm sitting first class and I'm so swollen. I just look like shit.
Right.
And the,
Right.
the flight attendant comes up and he's like, do you want a shot of tequila? He's like, because I just want to tell you, I'm really glad your face didn't get hurt. He's like, you deserve a shot. Oh my God. He was the
Wow.
best. I was like, listen, man, I wish I could, but I am on some major painkillers right now. So I don't think that would be a good mix.
Right.
Um, but yeah, like it was a huge like life lesson of like, you just never know, like you could walk out on the street tomorrow and it'd be over. And so with music, like we've talked about before, my thing was like, I just didn't want to be on my deathbed ever thinking like I never went for it, you know? And
Right.
so that was a huge motivator for me and a real wake up call. Like, you're not invincible and it can be gone tomorrow. So do what you love, you know?
Right. Right. Um, Another fan question. Favorite food.
Aside from Chipotle. Oh my God. Favorite food. I am a huge foodie, so I'll eat about anything. I'm pretty much a goat. Um, I would say Indian food is like my like go-to. A good paneer always goes a long way for me. Um, let's see, what else do I like? I have something called, if anybody wants the recipe, just email me, but I call it hangover pasta. Probably my
Hangover
favorite
pasta.
probably my favorite food in the whole world. If you ever have a hangover and you need to kick it, I know everybody usually goes to Chipotle, but I have a gnarly recipe and you'll just trust me with it. It's the best tasting thing you'll ever have.
You gotta send it to me.
It kicks it and you feel great. So, hangover pasta, that's the answer.
Hangover pasta. Okay. Um, Now crazy crazy fan story.
Oh man. Man, the one that okay, I had one. It was a little scary to be honest. I used to be in a different band called Sarah Lou. It was a duet,
Right.
kind of Lady Antebellum-ish or whatever. We played at I know you've heard of this place, but the Fine Line in Minneapolis. It's kind of like a First Ave.
Right.
And it was packed house. It was so much fun. And I drove like Scion TC. And so my gear was just packed to the top of this, coupe. I was so proud of it. Like bought it, it was like my first big purchase.
Right.
And anyways, we get done with the gig and the boys are all done unloading their stuff and everybody's cleared out. And, by this time it's like pretty late. It's like 1 or 2 in the morning. And I had one piece of gear left. So I ran back into the venue. I'm bringing it out, shut the back of my coupe, and I walked to the front of my car. And this guy was laying under the hood of my car, like waiting for me to get done. And he pops out and he's like, hey, great, great job. Like you guys crushed it, and very complimentary,
Right.
but a little, yeah, I was obviously very spooked. And he's like, do you need any more help with your gear? What are you doing after? Um, and so, you kind of go into like fight or flight mode, you're like, oh God, this could get really bad. And so
Right.
I was like, hey man, like, thanks for coming. Like, I'm good on my gear, but I actually might have one more thing in the venue. Like, why don't you just follow me? We're like a couple, whatever, however many yards to the front. And so he, was walking with me and I'm like, my heart's just going, I'm like, oh my God, don't die, don't die. And the bouncer was still working in the front. And I look at him and I was just like, you know,
Right,
and
right.
he's like, hey man, like, why don't you come and, why don't you come help me with something, whatever. And he took care of it. And, yeah,
Wow.
so yeah, that was probably the oddest, semi scariest, but I appreciate that he's a fan. So all
Right.
good. Maybe he was checking my oil. I'm not sure.
He was actually under your hood though.
Like under the car. Yeah, like laying under the car. Yeah.
What?
So yeah, so I joke with like the guys I used to play with. I'm like, yeah, maybe he was just checking the oil. I don't know.
Right. Wow. That is like that's crazy. Now,
Yeah.
you know, amazingly, you dropped an amazing single.
Thank you.
Uh, as far as labels, like, are you trying to stay on the independent circuit, or you are definitely wanting to plug into the machine?
Yeah. So one, independent for now, but in discussions with people for sure. And I think one thing that I don't know, you just try your best to listen to as many people as possible, especially people like you that have been in the business a long time, and it's like really make sure it's the right group,
Right,
um, especially for like my first go, and so basically like what I'm in the process of doing right now is like I'm working with a new publicist. I'm working with a guy out of New York and Virginia that has been in the business for a long time. He was a part of American Idol. He was just a really cool guy. And trying to team up with really people that know a lot more than I do about the machine, like you say,
right.
and anything that's kind of coming my way, um, asking for their advice, asking for them to read through things, and evaluating that, and then we'll kind of see where that goes. So for right now, still independent, but knock on wood, hopefully with the machine sooner than later. So we'll see.
Absolutely. And once you do plug in, don't forget us little small people. Uh, once you're doing these huge arenas and these 40, 50,000 joints, don't forget about us little bitty small people here.
A girl
That'll
can
be
hope, but I'll still have the van.
yeah. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I mean, you en route. So now, are you doing like an is there going to be like a doc series or anything like that while you're traveling the world like this? Doing it like, are you recording every minute, every second of this experience? Like, I mean, because that also could be something that could be repackaged in
Yeah.
the bundle and reissued out in a special edition series or something like that, along with the project.
I mean, I think unless you're producing it, I don't know who. I mean, I don't know who else I would work with. So you should get on the van and let's get it going. But no, for real,
Yeah,
we so actually the project we're doing right now is like a little bit of a test pilot for doing something like that. Like this past week, yeah, we were all over Wyoming and Colorado and now in Montana. Unfortunately, we had a death in my girlfriend's family, so we're flying out to Ohio tomorrow, and then we'll be
I'm
back
sorry.
again to shoot next week. But to your point, just capturing like a lot of the craziness that goes on, which is like super fun.
Yeah,
And working with a photographer right now, his name's Kellen McDonald, and he's putting a lot of it together. So we've been basically non-stop shooting for the last week, and it's been a blast. And that was just like the scouting session. So we're gonna see how it goes and see how like the little test pilot goes, and if we like what's going on, then like to your point, we'll probably do something bigger. I don't know, probably do something for YouTube or whatever, but you know,
absolutely,
it's
absolutely.
cool, it's fun.
Yeah, at this point, it's like, why not? You know what I mean? It's like you got to think like the experiences that you experience, and people may not never get that opportunity. You know what I mean?
And
But we can have the
yeah,
opportunity through you seeing it through your eyes. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're always doing like, you can pull over at any time. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's
Yeah.
cool right there. Wow, look at this right here. Let's whip over right here and let's go. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
man, you know how many people would love to do that, and you're doing it. You know what I mean? It's like
It's so cool.
you gotta capture it for us. Like, you know what I mean? Because just the
Yeah.
experience alone, like it sometimes it'll take people a lifetime to be able to see the world like you're seeing it. Like it's different seeing
Yeah.
it from, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah, no,
different.
you're right. You're right. And that's the thing, like that's what's so good about social media. But to your point, yeah, I need to do that, man. That's I think that's right on. Because also it's not like our theme for my mission. It's kind of funny because like with COVID, the In It Together theme has
Right.
become, a global saying. But when I first started playing solo, I was, asked by somebody like, you got to make sure you have, what is your core value? What is your core statement? And it was the theme that we came up with was In It Together, because I really do think it takes a community, and it's not about me. Like you
Right.
said, it's about the experience and whatever each song means to each person. It is not about me as much as sometimes, people might think so. It's not. And one thing that I hope to capture doing something like you're suggesting is showing how many people are involved and having fun with this. And like, it's not me. Like, it's this like
Right.
really cool group of people that are like collaborating and having a blast in the van. And like you said, pulling over. And, like the other night, man, I wish you could have been there. We were camping. We pulled our cars off onto this, in Idaho, there's this lake, and it literally turns
I
into
was gonna
quicksand.
ask you about that too. I was so jealous.
Dude, you should. I'll send you some videos from this thing. We'll have to take you there. But so
I was
basically,
like,
like
that is
the
beautiful. Who were you guys pulling that was just really enjoying it all? Like, I mean, that would have been me at the back of the boat. You know what I mean? Like, who was that?
oh man, well so the whole crew or whatever, we're really fortunate to work with and become friends with a guy in Jackson named Dorian. His family is a part of well, 3-4 generations in Jackson, the Hotel Jackson. And
Right.
so he was so generous, took us out on the boat and stuff. But he also showed us this spot in Idaho. And basically, like what happens is the water goes down at a certain point of the year, and so a huge, big portion of the lake is exposed as sand. But you have to be careful and know what you're doing, because it's a big piece of it's actually like quicksand for real.
Really?
Like, oh yeah, people get so stuck. I literally learned that like the towing companies over there,
Right.
to get towed out of it takes 2 tow trucks for just a car. It's $1,000 a truck cash just to get out.
Wow.
So you got to know what you're doing, So if it wasn't for him, we probably would have driven right through all of that and gotten stuck, and there goes all my money.
Really?
But yeah, like we camped, and it was just like absolutely beautiful. But like we captured a lot of that stuff, and man, it was so cool. And then we did Yellowstone yesterday. I drove through that to get to Bozeman and stuff, and saw Old Faithful, which was kind of cool, So,
You shared that.
anyways,
That was dope. Thank you for that.
yeah, birthday. It was my birthday yesterday, so I called it my.
What?
I was
Wait a minute.
B-Day.
You never did. You never said anything about that.
That's why I said if it wasn't for this the shoot that
You
we're
know
doing,
what?
that we would have came down.
You did mention something about that. You did mention something. That's on me. Happy belated birthday to my best friend. Happy belated birthday. I hope that you enjoyed it. I
Thank
hope that it
you.
was everything. I feel like a complete idiot for not
No,
telling you happy birthday yesterday. That sucks. And I'm going
no,
to feel that the rest of the night. I feel like a
no.
jerk.
Yesterday was good, man. It was good. Like I was just like, okay, the like Old Faithful like exploded, and then earlier on, you'll have to read my post or whatever. But when my whole point with bringing up the lake thing was, we were shooting off fireworks, and these guys were like, no joke, they're shooting off these like huge fireworks, and I'm at the other end of the beach, and one of the fireworks like no joke, went, I swear I have like 9 lives, went wrong, literally goes up and then whoosh, over, hits me right in the chest. No joke.
No way.
Yeah. If this was an R-rated interview, I'd pull it down a little and show you the bruise, but um
Bad.
but it didn't explode on me. It's like literally bounced off. And so my whole theme for this new year around the sun is, I think it's supposed to be explosive. Like, I'm
Right.
stoked for it, you know? So it was a good day. It was a good
Wow.
day. Yep.
That thank God you all right, man. Like, oh my
Right.
God.
It was crazy.
Woo.
Like, I have a little burn mark on my shirt, and no joke. So don't play
Wow.
with fire, kids.
Absolutely. Let's put those social platforms out there, and anything else that we need to plug up in ways that people can connect with you. And let's also do some shout outs before we get out of here.
Yes, yes. So yeah, please guys, like, I'm all about relationships, building homies, and I really do follow up with everyone individually. I know a lot of people don't have the time, but I will make time for everyone. So please email me. It's contact at sarahchristineMPLS.com. My website's the same. So it's sarahchristineMPLS.com, just like Minneapolis, where I'm from. Instagram is like my main platform. DM me anytime. I put it on the handle here, but it's at Sarah Christine MPLS Music. Same with Facebook. I just put that up, so it's just getting going. Um, but yeah, like, hit me up anytime. Like, I love, dude, I love like literally everyone. So um, got anything going on, DM me. I'll be your homie for life. So
Yeah, we also got it scrolling at the bottom of the screen, guys. If you look on there, please go and follow Sarah Christine, please, on Instagram. And also we got that music on all platforms.
yep.
You need to go and definitely download and grab that music, stream that music as well. Let's give some shout outs to family, friends, your crew, people that you got love for, your fans. Let's
Yeah.
give some shout out to those people. Show them some love.
Well, yeah, first of all, shout out to everyone listening and supporting. I really, really appreciate it. Like, Kevin was saying, like, independent woman trying to make it. Every listen counts. So thank
Right.
you, first of all. Kev, the Vibe Show, my crew, you guys are freaking awesome. These guys are like, I didn't really know, like, I was like, man, what do you expect, like, from like the before what happens at the for the Vibe interview, and like,
Right.
He's so dope, you guys, like, he's so rad. We probably spent a couple hours on the phone together. I didn't want to hang up. Um so you guys are awesome over there. Sarah, Atomic Blonde, out of
Southern
Denver.
Blonde. Oh
Yes, that
my God.
girl. Talk about a
Yes.
power woman. Holy moly. So
Oh
she
my
actually
God.
hooked us up. Yeah, hooked us
Yeah.
up. And
She is the bomb. She's the atomic blonde for real. She's the
whew,
bomb.
yeah, she's cool.
Good people. Good
Um,
people.
yeah, man. And then family, friends, Heather, my girlfriend's amazing. Shout out to the crew here in Bozeman, letting me hang off their Wi-Fi. They're dope. Christian team. Um, and I think that, most importantly, if you guys could be praying for my mom right now, she's going through some really awful cancer during this COVID
Oh
stuff.
my God.
So I guess last, shout out God, obviously, he's the man, but
Absolutely.
my mom, be thinking of my mom, guys. Like, she's going through it. So, but
We
yeah,
got
that's
you on. You got
yeah,
our prayer on that.
cool, man. Thank you. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Anybody else I'm missing?
Anybody else? Shout out to everybody else. If she forgot about you, just remember that she is a human being, and we can't remember everything. But shout
Yeah.
out to the ones that may have not gotten mentioned, and you're not forgot about. We
No.
definitely appreciate everybody and everybody's support.
Yeah.
No doubt. Now,
Yeah.
I would like to. I want to read this quote before we get out of here. You said that every vision, dream starts with a decision to go for it and give everything you have. We are in the hustle of this musical journey together. I can't thank you enough for all of I can't thank you enough for all you are to my projects, lyrics, live performances, and everything that goes into making my music come alive. This is our adventure together. It takes a community and an army, and I'm so thankful you are in my corner with me. I am
Yep.
tremendously proud to be in yours. You are my lyrics. Thank you. And it is a pleasure writing with you and for you. Here's to making dreams come true and always living on purpose together. I gotta clap
Amen.
it up.
Amen.
Yo, I love that. Like, that's like, where did that come from? Like, that didn't just come out the sky. Like, that's deep. That's why I had to put that out there. I just want to
Thank you.
know about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, people ask you all the time, like, for your bio, what's your bio? What's your bio? What's your bio? And like, so I have a bio, but I just felt like it was important to remind everyone that in, everybody that's helping me too, like, it's not about us, it's about all of us together and in it together. And without all the support and an army behind all this, and seriously just believing in me, like, I can't even tell you, it almost makes me want to cry, like, how much that means to me, taking chances on me and stuff when anyway, it's not about me, it's about us. And so that's what the music's about. And honestly, the lyrics are about, there's a few that are about me, but other people's stories,
Right,
and without them, like, that stuff's song lasts forever, you know
right, right, right.
so
Absolutely. What else could we look forward to? Anything magical you got coming up? I know you're doing shows. You're moving around doing shows. Um, what else could we look forward to musically?
yeah, so I have yeah, the choice is the newest single that's out, so I'd love if any feedback on that, guys, like, let me know. I hope you love it. I have another song coming out with Taylor Took that I'm excited about, and then a full EP coming out, which is kind of like all the real shit we're dealing with COVID and everything going on in the world. And I'm from Minneapolis and lived 2 blocks from where George Floyd was killed, and so I have some stuff about that. And um, anyways, that is all we're literally in the final stages of recording all of that, so that should be out in the fall. And aside from that, like, just waiting for shows to get back at it. Till then, it's private shows, it's pop-ups, it's these custom songs and stuff. But this too shall pass, right? And we'll be back at it. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Before we get out of here, it's just been so much going on in the world. Just so much. People out of
yeah,
jobs.
yep,
Just the world is just we're just in a really, really crazy space right now. Just to for anybody that may be down in spirit and maybe going through, feeling like giving up or whatever.
yeah.
Can you give them some words of uplift and encouragement before we get out of here?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough time. Like, and if you're struggling with anything, first of all, I'm in your corner. So reach out, please. Like, I had a gal reach out a couple weeks back, probably one of the best emails I've ever received, where she, like, listened to one of my songs and she was so down with everything going on right now that she was about to commit suicide. It was the song Enough Like She Was. And
Right.
she's like, I didn't do it because, like, I listened to the song, perfect place, perfect time. I think it's a tough time for everybody. So reach out for help. This too shall pass. You're strong. Believe in yourself. You have an army of people that love you and will put their arms around you. And so if you are struggling with anything, like, I mean, don't be a stranger. Like, let me be one of the first people to be in your corner. You got this. You got
Absolutely.
this. Got it.
Absolutely. I want to thank you again so much for hanging out with us, just making this special, just like I knew that you would. For me, the Vibe team, eSource team, and also Plug Star, we want to wish you
Yes.
more blessings and more
Thank you.
success with everything that you're doing right now
Thank
and
you.
everything that you're going to be doing in the future. May it be blessed, and the stars is where you're headed to for real. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
We love you and
I
can't wait
love you.
get you back on here again. You already know this is home, so put us on that media list. And anytime you need to come back on here, just to say anything, hello, whatever,
Yeah.
this is home. Come on back on
Yeah.
here. Let me know. Let's make it pop off. I want you to be
Awesome.
safe out there. Continue
I
grinding
will.
hard. We have our full support with whatever you need. All you got to do is
Thank
pick up
you.
the phone. You got direct access to me all the time. Be safe. I know you guys are having a blast and enjoying life, but
Yeah.
continue to protect yourself and mask up
Thank you.
and take the necessary safety measures that you guys need to take out there. We love
Yeah.
y'all. And
We
it's my
love.
special guest, the one and only Sarah Christine.
Thank you for having me.
Love you.
Thank you for having me.
That was my special guest, the one and only Sarah Christine. Y'all already know how we do it. We bring y'all nothing but the exclusives all the time. Y'all make sure y'all go and follow her on Instagram. She will follow you back. It's nothing but
Yes.
love, nothing but major vibes. If you're not following me, shame on you. Go follow me on IG, man. Get connected. It's Kano the Don 2975. Also, make sure y'all go and log on to our official Vibe Show 97.9 official radio station website for the latest updates, man. You want to stay connected? You want to know what's the next amazing interview coming up? You want to hear some amazing music? Sarah Christine's music in full rotation, heavy rotation. You guys over there, check it out. Also, we're in the App Store. You can download that Vibe Show 97.9 exclusive app, man. Yes, we are in the App Store. Big
Yes.
popping off all the time, man. Stay connected to the vibe where it's always amazing and we stay vibing on the highest level. I love y'all. Sarah, love y'all. We out, baby.
Love you, Vibe.
Love you.
Love you.